Hey folks, it's been a while again since I've done a video, so I thought I'd let you see what I'm up to. Lately, it's been a while since we've been at the cabin, but we should be hopefully in a couple weeks back down there, so have some activities planned down there. I think we're going to be tapping our maple trees again for the second time this year, so we'll see how that goes. But so hopefully we'll get some video of that. But in the meantime, I thought I'd show you what I'm doing here at the shop at home, and again, just kind of keep you informed on some of the projects I've got going on outside of the cabin. Okay, so what you see here is, I'll call it the carcass of an old console radio. This was and a phonograph. This was as I've come to find out, is a 1941 Firestone. I think it's called the Hampden, Hampden, Hampden model, that I actually picked off the curb many years ago. We lived in North Carolina at the time, and was, as I said, a curb find. And I've been carrying it around with me for, we've had it at least, it's got to be 10 years since we've had it. It actually was fully together. And, I'm not one usually to kind of tear into something that is old and just try to repurpose it right away. And so I debated trying to restore it, and I'll show you. I've got a box of parts actually right here that I gutted everything. As I said, actually, I just not too long ago I plugged it in for the first time. The power cord had been was really brittle and cracked all over the place, and I'm not sure I ever plugged it in when I bought it. Kind of assumed it wasn't working whatsoever since someone had put it out there on the curb, as I said. But surprisingly, it actually turned on, and I was able to get one of the AM radio stations in. But I debated, and if anything, I was going to update the electronics, which kind of makes it not a historic relic anymore, anyways, other than the case. So, anyways, the more I thought about it, I finally decided to talk to my wife, and does it make me a bad person to strip all this stuff out of there? And she agreed that it really doesn't make me a bad person. So hopefully you don't think the same. This is the back of it. And I'll tell you what my plans are. Here's actually this is the lid sitting over here. And then this is the back of well, I guess that's the grill for, you can see actually where the speaker was behind it, left that stain there, a mark. But anyways, I had debated just making it a new stereo, like ripping out all the old stuff and putting new stereo equipment in it, making a bar out of it, making some sort of a combination of the two things. But I think what I'm going to do is, as I said, I've been debating, but I think I'm going to just make it, at least initially, we'll make it a bar, and if it has room for some stereo stuff in there when I'm done, I might incorporate that, maybe just put it in some shelves in the back of it. So it's a work in progress. I literally just got done gutting it. I showed you the electronics. I've got other miscellaneous pieces of things over here that I took out of it. I was trying to keep it all intact just in case I wanted to reuse it. Some of the stuff, like this piece here, unfortunately wasn't able to get it out. It was really glued in. So I tried just doing everything by removing hardware and trying to bang some things out, and then for the most part was successful keeping it all intact. But yeah, that one piece just kind of didn't stand up to the abuse. But anyway, so I'll kind of give you a little bit closer of a look inside for what it's worth. And you can see there's the original label still there. I've actually got the schematic diagram for it. This sold for apparently $84.95 back in 1941. I'm not sure what you're going to get out of this here picture, but just to kind of show you what I'm up against. So it needs some cleaning out still, I think, before I do a whole lot of anything else. I'm going to clean. It's got some mildew and just general must odors in it, so I'm going to do what I can to kind of clean it up before I work too much further on it. But you can see the underside of this shelf here. So what I think I'm going to end up doing, I thought if this was all solid wood in here, I was going to try to repurpose this shelf, but you know, as I've gotten into it, I can see it's actually a plywood. So I'm not as concerned anymore, other than just kind of its historic significance, I guess, which is, I'm not sure how much there is. I think I'll probably end up taking that out completely. You know, I'm not sure. Maybe save it for something else, but I'll see if I can tip the cabinet down here in a second, and I'll turn the video back on. Okay, here's looking the top of it, now that I've got it laying down. See, this is where the radio sat. The outline of the faceplate for it. And power scope, this was actually part of the antenna labeling. And then over here is where the phonograph sat. Here's actually what I was able to discover online about the console itself. So it's kind of cool just to have the history of it and know what it was all about. So anyways, my thinking at the moment is I'm going to, as I said, I'll probably take this shelf out. And my vision is actually to have a shelf that comes up and down, because the depth of it right now is, it's only like 6 inches in this space. So I need to have that deep enough, unless I want to keep the top open all the time. If I'm going to have a bar there, I need to have it deep enough for bottles of wine, or you know, whatever it is, other spirits that can sit underneath the lid when it's closed. So my current thinking is I'd like that shelf to lower as I lower the lid, and then have it come back up again as I raise the lid. I repositioned it again just so I can kind of help better explain. Maybe you probably get a general idea what I was talking about just by my description. But so what I'm thinking is, you know, I've seen different folks use like the power motorized lifts for like a TV underneath the shelf and have them come up. But I think what I'm going to do, and I've actually ordered some things already, but I think what I'm going to try to do is use pulleys instead. And I would like to I might have to put a pulley like on either side of the shelf that ends up going here, and then so a pulley here, and then have the cable, have it directed up onto the lid. So you can imagine as I raise the lid, the idea is that the pulleys will pull the shelf up in that space. So that's my thinking. I think it would be kind of cool just to have it mechanical like that. And I just happened to look on eBay this morning just for some small brass pulleys, and I found something that I think is going to look really good in here if it works. So that's my current thinking. All right, so anyways, I just wanted to give you a little bit of an update. It's been a while, as I said, since we've had a video on here, as it seems like it gets to be, again, since we're not at the cabin full time, but I thought since I had a new project underway, I'd at least show you what's going on there. And I'll keep you posted as I get going on the project, and hopefully get it closer to a finished state. So in the meantime, we'll talk to you later. As I said, hopefully in a couple of weeks we'll have another video up from the cabin. Till then, take care. We'll see you then. Bye-bye.